All right, everyone, in today's video, we're going to be doing an installation, assembly, and partial review of the Yakima Hangover 6. This is a 6-bike rack. It's designed mainly for mountain bikes, but it's supposed to take any bike with a fork. So we're going to go ahead and get that assembled, installed, and take a look at how it works. All right, so we got the box opened up, and it's laid out here on the garage floor where I'm going to be assembling it. Hopefully it's pretty simple. I'll give you guys an idea kind of what tools you need and if there's any special skill sets involved to assemble it. All right, and right here you can see we have a few different bags of hardware. Where's that? Yep, here's the bag that I'm gonna be using right now just to get that locked on. So let's get this here opened up. All right, that there's good enough for now. Make sure you can hit this right here. Yeah, that should bring it back a bit. All right, so I went ahead and backed the car into the garage and I mounted the bike rack, the major metal piece, just onto the trailer hitch. That should make the lifting a bit less and hopefully this whole job a bit easier. I got all the parts laid out here, and usually I hate using instructions, but I think for this job I'm gonna have to use those. There they are right there. So let's give those a read over and then get to assembling the bike rack. As we can see, I'm on step 4. The director guide also has you stick the bike rack onto the car and keep it in the upright position. So as you can see on step 4, we're going to be taking this top bar right here, and we're also going to be using the wrench and 2 screws, which I have right here. Part of the purpose of this video is also going to be seeing if you can assemble this entire bike rack using only the tools they provide. I know that some people don't have a tool chest full of tools, so we'll see how practical this is in the sense that what they include is all that you need. And we are going to go ahead, without knocking the windows on the car out, and set this right here. As you can see, these notches on the side here, these are going to be facing out. What we're going to do is line up these holes and we'll get this screwed in place. Something else I'm going to do just super quick, I'm going to get some petroleum or lithium grease right here. I'm going to grease up the end of these bolts. They're pretty dry and they're not completely coated, and since this bike rack is going to be exposed to the elements, we do not want those rusting, because with our previous bike rack we had bolts rust and that is a pretty miserable experience. So let's get these here lubed up and installed. All right, so we got these bolts through. It comes with 2 washers. You can see there is one right there and there is one over here on the other side, and then you put on that first bolt and then there's the second one that goes on the end. It comes with these 2 wrenches that work great for this. So yeah, let's get this finished up. And the top bar is secured. All right, and the next piece, as you can see right here, is the top portion of the hanger. This here is what your fork is gonna hang on. It goes like somewhere like right here. And it also comes with this screwdriver, which we're gonna use to screw this in. Quick side note, the screws are already built into this. As you can see on the underside right here, there are some screws on both sides, which are gonna be screwed right onto these holes on the top. And since the car is pretty high, put this down so it's easier to work on. I think this might go down another level. Yeah. So this goes down low enough. I don't know if there's gonna be much clearance with the bikes, but it goes low enough that you can open the back trunk of your car. All right, so we got the first hanger screwed in. Let's go ahead and do 5 more. All right, all 6 hangers are on. So now let's see what we have to do next. So we are on step 6 now, which involves this other pole, this bracket, screws, and wrench. That pole is going to be screwed right onto this adapter here. Let's see if we can zoom up. Right there is what we're supposed to be doing. So let's get on with it. This bottom support bolted on. We got the washer, got that nut, and the bolt running straight through the whole contraption. As I said earlier, this may look short. I mean, this is like toddler bike size. This part right up here does extend up quite a bit. Now that I'm thinking about it, we're gonna have to watch out when we're getting in the garage. This can't be on there. That's gonna be a pretty big fix. So, as I said, we got this on. Now we're just gonna get the straps lined up on here. I'm not sure how those tighten down, but I'll keep you updated. All right, so the next step is taking these straps on the bottom, and they are going to be slid on and then screwed to that hole. Something like this, I would imagine. and then just slid all the way down. So let's get all those on, and then I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so we have got all of these straps on. Just give you an idea of how they work. There's a button right here. Pull that out. So the bike fork hangs up here. This is gonna be extended, as I said, and then your wheel is just gonna sit right here. This will go through the spokes, it'll go around, ratchet in, and your bike is secure. So I'm just gonna get everything tightened up here, pull the car out, extend this rack, and then I'll start hanging up some bikes to show you guys how that works. All right, so I got the bike stand extended right here. It's just a matter of pulling out and unscrewing this bolt right here. It's easier when in the down position. All you do is pull this arm right here out and then screw it right back in. It was very simple. So now I'll show you how to get the bike actually mounted. All right, so let's go ahead and get the bike mounted. We're gonna go ahead and just put this down one setting so I don't have time to reach. All right, so this is just gonna go right up in here. The fork goes over. And this is gonna set right in there. I'll give you guys a close-up of this. Then what we're gonna do is this is gonna go right through the wheel here. Back around in here, and that is secure. So as you can see, the fork is right up in this contraption here. And what you're going to do next, you're gonna take this strap, run it around the back here, and then this pulls down, and it's gonna hook right into this notch. I won't do that now because I don't need it up here right now. So that's basically how it goes on. Push that back up, and that is good to go. Looks pretty rad too. Alrighty. Alright, so I have a couple final thoughts. The first is this bike rack is a lot easier to put the bike on. I'll give you an idea of kind of what we were using in the past. We had just this dual hangover bike rack, and once you get into full suspension bikes, these two arms really interfere with that, especially since you have to slide the bike back. And then if you have large tubing on your bike, like most newer bikes, these straps are really hard to get around. With this bike rack, you don't have to worry about that at all. Another thing you have to start worrying about with the hangover bike racks, that's a hangover bike rack, this here's a vertical rack. With the hangover bike racks, since this part, the top tube, is going to be resting on one of those arms, a big thing you have to worry about is the wheel scraping when the car is on an incline. With this rack, that's not something you have to worry about at all. So another one of my favorite features, I'm just adding into the video now that I've thought about it and that we have the rack set up, is this bike rack reclines fully to the back, as I showed you earlier, with all the bikes on it. So if you need to open your liftgate on the back of your SUV, that's no problem. I know a lot of people, they store all their bike gear in the back of their trunk. So opening up your rear liftgate with this rack will not be an issue. The wheels have a good amount of clearance, but if you're on a very low SUV or a wagon, you might have an issue. I'm not really sure because I don't really have a vehicle to test that out on. But this here's just another feature that I would add to my favorites of this rack.
So let's talk money. The Hangover 4, which is the smaller version of this rack, retails for $499, whereas the Hangover 6 retails for $799. I'm pretty sure Yakima also makes a Hangover 8, although I wasn't able to find it on their website. As always, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If not, let me know why in the comments below. And if you have any other questions about this bike rack, also let me know in the comments below. See you later.